We are live.
Woo!
Ellie. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, my dear. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yeah.
I,
Kind
I
of a
look,
rainy day here today. Kind of yucky out.
is it?
Yeah. It's all right. Yeah.
It
I don't
was that way here yesterday. Well, when we did the show last night, it was
uh-huh.
raining. Actually, we had thunder. It was in it.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
rain, a little
Uh-huh.
bit, but we were having cracks of thunder, which I really, because I like a good storm, but we don't get a lot
Yeah.
of them here in
That's
in
true.
California.
It never rains in California.
Right, right. And so the sun is out. The sun just came out, but it's been a gloomy day, looking like it was going to rain
Uh,
too.
yeah. You just don't want to be on the freeway when it starts pouring. Not at
No,
all.
and I didn't realize that when
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
moved here. I
Uh-huh.
had been working and I had gone to a shop and it was raining and I didn't think anything of it. And when I was leaving, she said, "Drive safe." And I looked at her and I go, "What?" And she said, "Well, drive safe. It's raining out." And I went, okay. And I kind of laughed it off. And
Yeah. Well,
actually,
you're coming from a place with snow. That's
right?
blessings like me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I went, yeah, and then and came home and had mentioned something. They're like, "Well, yeah, because there's oil that builds up on the
Right.
roads, and then it rains, and then it
You
turns in,
slide all over the place.
yeah,
Yeah.
it turns into a
Yeah, it's quite the mess,
slippery,
but
slippery, slippery
slippery slope.
road." Well, thanks everybody for being here and joining Aley and I. We appreciate you guys so much, and we're going to talk a little bit. Um, we're going to talk a little bit about how we're always in a hurry and what we can do to help that. And I think towards the end, if we have some time, we'll take some questions, but we're going to keep it right about an hour today because Allie's got another show at 4 o'clock. And so we're going to do that, but we're going to talk
Mhm.
about the hurrying mentality.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, right?
Annie,
Hello,
hello.
yeah.
And Edward, thank
Hi,
you so
Edward.
much for being here. And
Yeah.
Swampy, thank you
Swampy's
for
here.
being here. And Diana,
Hi, everybody.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Anja.
Uh-huh.
Anna
Oh,
is here.
oh,
Hello, Anna.
look
Thank
at
you
that
so much.
Kirshner name is right there. Isn't that great to see?
And that's what caught my eye. I'm like, Krishner. I'm like, oh, Anna, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And Miss
Sure.
Sherlock.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I think, and Anja, I think hi
You did.
again if I did. And Anita, hello,
Anita's
hello,
here.
hello.
Mhm.
Ginny, thank
Hi,
you
Jenny. Yeah.
for being here. And I think, Janet is here. Oh, the
Janet's
wrong
here.
one.
And Garnet. Hoy, hoy, hoy.
Janet, hello. Yes, hoy, 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 Garnet. Thanks, you guys. Thank you
Thanks
guys
for
for
being
being here. Thank you,
here.
thank you, thank you. I think I got everybody. If I missed somebody,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that hurrying mentality,
Oh,
Aley.
yeah.
What do you think about it? I mean,
Well, it's I there's two things about you could go this way or you could go that way. And one of the ways you could look at it is that we hurry because we procrastinated too long. So then all of a sudden everything's an emergency. But we
Mhm.
also it's like Keith will say to me, oh my, he was doing something and he went from doing this to this to this to this. And I was like, wow, he never does that. And he said, I was you. He said, he said, I'll be, when I get into what I call my banshee mode, I
Yeah.
have to and do everything right away.
Yep.
I go from this to this to this, and then I'm exhausted. But I don't know if that's being a New Englander or if that's living in today's society. But yeah, we're not present. We're not present long enough. We are too worried about the next thing we have to do.
It's so true. And
Yeah.
it sounds like you work good under pressure.
Yeah. except I really think I'm teetering on the burnout at this point. And
I think you're right.
it's almost like it's the last straw on the camel's back. And so, but normally, yeah, I do okay. I know, for instance, I got up this morning and I knew I had to get rid of at least 2 classes full of papers. So I was able to sit down and grade about 70 papers. So I'll have another 35 to do later. And, you know, at least that tells me, okay, I made progress, so I can see my progress. I think that's what it is with me. If I can see the progress that I make, I'm okay. How about you?
You know, I started thinking about this topic, and and that's why I thought, oh, you know what, we really should do a show on this, because
Yeah.
I started thinking back, and like really going back to like when I was a kid, you know, when I was little, and,
Yep.
and I think a lot of it is we were conditioned. I mean, I feel like for me, I think back to when I, you know, like school age, when I started school, it was like you had to hurry up. You know, your mom got you up. You had to hurry up and get dressed. You had to
Yep.
hurry up and eat your breakfast. You had to
Right.
hurry up and catch the bus. You know, and you had the anxiety about, you know, missing the bus. And then you get to school and you got to hurry to your classes. And then it's like, okay, now it's lunchtime. You got to hurry
You
your
get
lunch.
20 minutes to eat, so
Yep.
hurry up. Yeah.
Yep, you got to eat it super fast, and then you go out to play, run off some energy, and then hurry. And so
Mhm.
I started thinking about this. I'm like, you know, it's ingrained in us
It
from
is.
like childhood. And then I think, you know, I have repeated this cycle, because then I think about my kids, and I go, you know, I did the same thing, you know, got them up, and it's like hurry up
Yeah.
and eat, and then I hurried up and drove them to school and whatnot, and then they would have sports, and I'd pick them up from school, would hurry to sports, get home, hurry to shower, hurry to homework, and
Yeah.
it seems like it's a cycle that needs to be broken.
It's the hamster wheel that we jumped on,
Mhm.
actually. It's funny because there is actually a myth that was written in the Greek myths called the myth of Sisyphus. And Sisyphus did something wrong. He killed somebody. I don't remember what his crime was, but what he had to do was, hi, Jules. What he had to do was he had to every day roll a rock up a hill, and then at night the rock would come back down the hill. So he was doomed to do that until he died. Just
Oh,
roll the rock
geez.
up knowing it would come down. And that's life. And that's depressing, but boy, is it true. Our rock is, you know, you get up, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you make your lunch, you eat your breakfast, you get in the car, you have to drive, you have to work, and then you have to drive home, and then you have to pick up whatever it is. And if we didn't plan it, and that's why I really like the fact that you're bringing it up, because it's almost like you have to plan it. Okay, so from 5 to 5:30, I'm just going to meditate, and that might just be sitting and being quiet or having a cup of tea, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And
Absolutely.
don't you think kind of a little bit of that conditioning was that being productive equals worth, self-worth and worth. So if you're busy,
Absolutely. Yeah.
then you're worthy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was telling Kelly that I had put something up about working, and I got so many nasty comments. This was like on not Facebook, but Threads. And one of the comments that was made was, you boomers, because you could see my face. They knew I was a boomer. And so they said, and actually I'm not, I'm a Generation Jones, and there's a difference
Mhm.
between 1954 and 1964. That's Generation Jones. That's not boomer. So anyway, I'm just passing that along. But no, I wish I could, honey. Yeah, I sure wish I could. Can't get off the hamster wheel right now. But you know, this person said, you're not going to guilt all of us into working past 65 and all this shit. I'm thinking, I'm not trying to do that. And he
Well,
said, and I think it was a man, and he said, us Generation X won't allow it or something. We're not going to buy into your boomer crap. Yeah. It was
Oh.
like, God, it was like it brought out anger that I didn't know was steaming in some people. And I guess it is. It's like everybody's angry, so they're going to just lash out in whatever way they can. So I don't know.
And that's exactly it, don't you think? It's just there's so
Yeah, I
much
do.
anger right now in the
Right.
world, and obviously you triggered something within them, and
Maybe
it
their parents. Maybe their parents. And yeah.
very likely,
I do
don't you
know
think?
that there are a lot of, quote, boomers who are more conservative, let's put it that way, and their kids can't stand them because they're that way. And so if you even are in that generation, they think we're all the same, and
Mhm.
that's ridiculous.
And that's it. You get thrown into that same pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And I think that this particular person, I said, I'm really happy that you got to retire. Good for you.
Yep.
I said, I can be happy for you. You don't have to be nasty to me. But this is the mindset. Everybody's attacking, and it's so much easier to do if it's on mainstream media. But it is a hurry. Somebody's going to write something nasty. Number one, they're in a hurry. Number two, they just want to lash out. And so that's one aspect that I guess I'm just going to have to just step away from. I've actually done that in a lot of cases, but for some reason had posted something, and I got a lot of people saying, yes, they have to work until they die as well. So
I know
I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
what really stinks, because we shouldn't be living in a world in this time that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's really good, Kaylee. You work through being sick and you don't rest when you should. It was the way I was raised. In fact, I'm the all of my family retired before, every single one of them retired before they were 60 or 60.
And
Yeah.
my dad did too. My dad retired in
Oh,
his, I think, in his 50s, but
good
I
for
think
him.
something,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was good for him though, Allie. I really don't. 'Cause I think what happened is he just quit, like when you should have been like really living life, he just
Yes.
kind of quit living, and I think it was kind of his demise.
Well,
He had some
this is
good
what
years.
people say. That's very true, Kelly. They say,
Mhm.
well, my mother, she quit, she stopped working, and she was dead within the year. And
Yeah.
so, and that happens to men more than women, actually. So a lot of people, like, they have a something they're interested in. It doesn't even have to be a job. It could be going golfing. I don't really want to say that because of who, but it could be that. It could be that
Yeah.
they go golfing, or they have a hobby or something to keep. Because if you're just going to sit, you're not going to. Oh no, Kaylee, don't feel guilty. Goodness, I can't tell you how to feel, but yeah,
But
that's.
it's true though, isn't it? I think that too is
Mm-hmm.
conditioned, that if we do take a rest or we take a nap, or
Mm-hmm.
then we're being lazy, and then
Yeah,
that guilt kind of
that guilt comes in. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. It lack of purpose. Oh, when you started working, almost no one took sick. Yeah, yeah. I can tell you that I've had sick days, but I work online, so I can work through some of those and take breaks more than I would if I had to go somewhere. So, oh, I'm sure you are, Annie. It's hard to be the wife.
It's a learning curve, right? It
Yes.
is. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a learning
It's a
it's a
learning
learning
curve.
curve.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Regular. Yeah, Swampy. There you go. I started babysitting at 10. So really, I mean, I don't count that as my work life, but I had a job in 1972. That's how long my list of Social Security goes. The good part is that if you are working, I took my Social Security, and I'm paying some taxes on it, but I don't care because I don't want not to have it after working so hard for it. But if you're working and you make more money than you made like in 1972, that drops off, and they take the highest earnings that you make, and they figure out what you're getting from that. So that's a good.
Oh, that's what they
Yeah,
do.
at least right now, that's the way it's working. Yeah.
I think I'm right with you. I think I started babysitting at 10, and then I
Mhm,
started working at 13, which
mhm.
I think was probably against the law, but, um, I
Probably. Although
so
not in Arkansas now, you know?
right? I know. See,
Uh-huh,
it's so wrong,
uh-huh.
so wrong.
Oh, you're so right, Teresa. You're absolutely right. We are human beings, not human doings. Absolutely. And yet there are some people who are very gratified with what they do. It's not a job to them. That's
Mhm.
the best job to have if that, or you're for what you want to. Anyway, I don't want to step into that mess anymore because we really want to talk about how to be present. And so
Yeah.
um, that was your that was your that was your impetus for this show. So
But Swampy, isn't that true though? When admitting sickness, and that too, I think is that whole conditioning too.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Oh wow, Annie, my dad's wife had me doing cleaning and ironing and dusting at 9. Yeah, see, that's just not.
Gotta earn your keep, Annie.
Mhm.
Yes, I know. That's the
Yeah.
old way. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I mean,
Wow.
I even, years ago, I even caught myself like in the grocery store. I was running with the cart, and at one point I had stopped myself and I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I literally running with a grocery cart? It's like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it really I think at that point I realized that there was obviously an issue, but
Mhm.
it's just even going to work, it's like
Yeah.
not allowing enough time, and hurry, 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 hurry.
Yeah. Well, I also grew up where you couldn't be late. You just couldn't be
Yeah,
late. So I'm
yeah,
always early, waiting for people who are late. So
I
it
know,
doesn't make
and
any
that's
sense.
that's
Yeah.
maddening too,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
hard.
It's
Yeah.
that's
Uh-huh.
a lot. Do you have any tips on how you work on being present?
Yeah, I have a few, but everybody's really different. I teach college success, and one of the things that the students have not been aware of is tracking what it is you're doing. Try it for a day or two if you're trying to figure out where your busyness is, and that's mostly, I guess, for people who work or go to school. I mean, if you're retired, you don't really have to worry about it. But plug in downtime. Plug in, on Thursdays at 7 to 8 p.m., there's a show I like to watch. So that's blocked out. Or, I'm going to go outside and water the flowers every night between 6 and 6:20, whatever it is. But those things, even though they are sort of work, are things that need to be done, but it can be done in quiet, can be done grounding you, can be done, with full mindfulness. The other thing I think that's really hard for people, and I see it with my own kids, and the reason is what you said about lunch at school. This is how people eat.
Yeah,
They do. I watch my
right,
son. He takes a sandwich as 2 bites, you know,
right.
and it's like, Alex, you could eat a little shorter than that. But we don't mindfully think about what we're eating. And we're not in a peaceful way of ingesting. So, even if you just took time to do that at first, or took,
Right.
make a few, but I also have a day timer that I have everything in because I'm an analog person. I don't like to I wouldn't even look at it if it was on Google things to do. A lot of people do that. I can't, that wouldn't be my thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think lists are
Hmm.
huge,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because it helps us from getting scattered. But I
Yeah.
also you know, and there's something to be said about crossing things off of a
There
list
is,
too.
or checking them off, one or the other.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's very satisfying because, so people might write, I don't know anybody really that dusts, but I'm sure there are, but, dusting or laundry or groceries or whatever. And then you tick it off and it's like, wow, look what I did today. And then you're realizing I didn't really have to hurry to get that done because I balanced it out for that particular time.
yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I have it written down. And it's not until our conscious mind realizes that, when we're all over the place. So it's literally consciously like becoming aware that, we're hurrying for no reason, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
slowing the mind and the body down, and really just becoming one with one task at
Mhm.
at a time.
Mhm.
And but the thing of it is, especially for people that are organized, and I want to think that I'm pretty organized, or at least I really try to be organized, is I'm always planning ahead. But I think if you do that with intent of, I'm going to focus on today and tomorrow, and not get too far into the future, I think
Yeah.
is beneficial. and
Yep.
and our breath, I think, really focusing on our breath too.
Breath. Yeah. Yep. Um, I love what Annie said, because she said we've started eating dinner at the dining room table or the dinner table. When my kids were growing up, we never sat at the table ever, ever. Everybody ate at different times, of course, when they were little kids. Yes. But when they got into junior high and high school, they had things to do. And I still don't sit at a table to eat ever.
I know. I and
Mm.
and I
Mhm.
try to, when we do family meals,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
do, but I enjoy, like, and I'm going to tell the world this. You know what my guilty pleasure is?
Eating in
I'm
bed.
Yes.
Mhm. That's why
I
you and I get along so well. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. Yeah.
I love it. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It was a few weeks ago. It was a Friday. It was a Friday night, and it had been a heck of a week. And
Mhm.
we're gonna get takeout. And I looked at Tim and I said, Can I ask you for one favor?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Can we eat it in bed when we get home?" And he kind of paused for a little bit, and he goes, "Well, sure." And I said, "You have no idea how much you made my day, because there's just something where I think I can just let go of everything else
Yep.
and forget about it." And I'm sure some people out there are going to hear us say this and just go, "Oh my gosh, how disgusting." But I
Yeah.
I will own it.
I've
And
got 3 dogs staring at me whenever I eat anything in bed. But do you have a TV in your room as
Mhm,
well?
I
Yeah.
do. And
So
I
that's
love
what
it.
it is. It's like you make a sandwich and you eat while you're watching your show or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it. And there'd be people too that would say, you shouldn't have that
Oh, I know. I know.
TV. And it's like,
There
yeah,
are worse things, Kelly.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Annie likes checking things off her list too.
Good. Good idea, Annie. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
meditation is another huge one. And then just disconnecting from electronics, because sometimes, we're checking email, we're checking our text messages, if we're on social media. And the social media thing, and I'm not on Facebook, but I am on Instagram.
Mhm.
And I am on Threads too. But if
Oh,
I post on Instagram, it'll go right to my Threads.
right.
But I have a hard time keeping up. And so that sometimes that pressure of I should be presenting something
Yeah,
with the community and the followers, and then that kind of gets you down that loophole
it
too.
does. Yeah, it does. You're right. Yeah. I had a gnat in front of me. I'm sorry.
I I have one downstairs it's been hovering for
Uh-huh. It
days.
doesn't stay around your eyes and yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And going to our happy place, wherever that is, I think is good to slow us down.
Absolutely.
Whether and it can be different, but I know, like, water for me.
Mhm.
And, like, do you notice, like, when you're in your hot tub, do you slow down?
And purposefully. You know what I've done is so crazy is my daughter gave me a gift certificate for Mother's Day last year, and I bought one of those inflatable donut shaped things,
Yeah.
And so I'm in a hot tub now, not in a pool, and I'm sitting in there and I'm just floating around the hot tub in it. And it makes me happy. It just makes me happy in the summer, of course. I don't do that in
Yeah.
the winter, but and so it's just something different and enjoyable where you can take your time away and it's quiet. You can look at the birds, you can look at the sky, and it's helpful. Mm.
There's something about water that is just,
Yeah.
yeah, hot tub, pool.
Yep.
If I can be by the ocean, it
Oh,
seems like it just takes all of my
you're right.
worries away. And nature too. I mean, I really enjoy nature too. And it really, I think it slows us down and slows our nervous system down, and
Yeah,
it really is really good for our health.
definitely. Definitely is. It's anything that makes you happy, really. I mean, the other thing I've done in order not to hurry or be busy, just be busy, is to color in adult coloring books. I love them.
That's a good
Yeah,
one,
or I write
Allie.
in my journal. I've stopped writing as much in my journal because I don't have anything really happy to report about what's going on in culture and so on. And so instead of writing about it and getting rageful, I just know right now I can't write in it. I'll be
Yeah.
able to do that again at some point.
And you're taking less classes this summer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
That's
have
next.
3 probably for the summer. Yeah. So
That's
that's
so
not bad.
huge.
Yeah. Well, I need to because the fall I'll probably have between 10 and 12. And I'm hoping I can bank all of that money so that I maybe can retire. That would be wonderful. So,
And this is just a suggestion, but you know what I would do, Allie? Truthfully, if I was you, I would write that down in
yeah,
huge, like permanent marker
permanent
on
mark.
paper, or on something that you don't even care about, that you can see it, and really,
Yeah,
really, really make that your intention, that this is going to
absolutely.
happen.
Absolutely. And what I'm doing is I just wrote to all 4 of the jobs I have and said, I need to change my W-2, W-4 exemptions. And I'm going to put in like 10 so they take no taxes out because I'm not paying them. Not
Yep.
until things straighten out. Not
Yep.
until things straighten out. Oh, yep. Oh, she'd fall asleep and find ice cream on her face.
Whoops, whoops a daisy. I can say that's
Messy.
never.
Yeah, that could be messy.
Yeah, I don't dare eat in bed. I'm too klutzy. I do our sheets like once a week, just
Mhm.
because, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Or if you have a big bathrobe on, you can also, if it drops on there, you can wash your bathrobe.
Yeah, right? Yep. Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And another tip I have is, if you catch yourself like really hurrying, and just really start focusing on your surroundings, and
Uh-huh.
what you're seeing, what you're hearing, well, like you said, even in the hot tub. I mean, you can hear
Mhm.
the birds, you can see the birds, and that will kind of reel us back in from,
Sure.
being every sort of direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, you know, uh, I'm really, really happy that now I don't have to hurry on the highway. And I feel bad for
Mhm.
anybody hurrying on the highway. Somebody said it took them 58 minutes to go 25 miles or something, or maybe not even that far. And in Seattle, and I'm sure in California too, when people say, how long does it take to get somewhere? You never say, it's only 3 miles or whatever. You say,
Yeah.
oh, probably 15 to 20 minutes or
Mhm.
an hour to go 30 miles maybe or something, because it's so slow. You get stuck all the time. So you have to really plan ahead. But that to me is like one of the worst stresses ever in my life and I'm glad I don't have to. So I'm really pleased I don't have to. I probably go out a couple of times a month. That's about it. I don't, I don't drive anywhere. Yeah.
I don't drive any. I mean, I in the last, probably in the last 6 months, I've drove twice, but other than that, I haven't.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't trust myself as much driving, and I
Mhm.
have a mammogram appointment tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and Tim has a meeting, and so Tatum's going to drive me
Good,
tomorrow.
good.
And
Yeah,
and could I drive? Oh yeah, I could.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I
But
just,
then you and Jay can go out and have some coffee or whatever you want afterwards and
yeah,
make a day
yeah,
of it, or what, a couple days, hours of it. Yeah. That's a wonderful idea. I love that. And if I can get somebody else to drive that, and I love to drive. Don't get me wrong. Like if you said, Allie, can you drive down to California to come visit me? I'd have my car packed and I'd be gone, and I would
no,
love the drive. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I'm being symbolic
yeah,
here, but
yeah,
I love going on a trip. I
yeah,
just don't like having to drive through traffic every day to go from one place to another. I'm totally different with that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
Anita, the same. When it comes to semis, I like, and I've been like that ever since I started driving. If I have to pass a semi,
Oh,
on the freeway, I think I hold my breath. I'm pretty sure I do, just because I'm just white knuckled, and I just
yeah.
I really do not like passing.
No, and I had actually a semi pass me once when my son was probably about 15, and I had my dog. We were in my van and we're driving, and a semi came up to pass me, and a tire blew out, and it's a huge explosion. And it's going like this. My dog goes under my feet, and I'm driving. Oh my God. But it was the fear. The poor dog was scared to death. It sounded like a gunshot. So it isn't just you passing them, it's them passing you. And they don't think about it. They just,
Yeah,
they just go. Yeah.
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 I'm so happy. Tim used to have to drive an hour and a half into the cities,
Uh-huh.
an hour. I mean, 3 hours on the road, and I'm so glad those days are over.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sarah,
So,
hello.
oh, hi,
Grateful
Sarah.
to be listening to the talk, even though I'm late. So late, so I resonate. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
And you're right. If you're a semi driver, thank you. Exactly. I have complete gratitude for some semi drivers.
Oh, me too.
I'm just afraid to pass them
Yeah.
is
Oh,
all.
yeah. Well, if they're not really looking, now most of them are really good. And I will flash them to let them know. I'm one of those people that, you tell the guy's passing me and he gets ahead of me and he can go over, but he isn't quite sure. I flash him and let him know, yeah, go ahead. And then you get the boop, boop and all that. And I love
Yeah.
that. It's like
I
people can be nice too when they're in a hurry. They don't have to just be nasty.
Well, and it's developing that connection, right? On the freeway, that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh my.
I have a little. It's just a few words of wisdom that we can
Oh, you have
take.
more than a few words. You have a lot of words.
Oh,
They're really good.
it just something for us to
Yeah.
think about. I wrote down. It said, take time to look up and catch the sunrise or sunset. I'm probably more of a sunset kind of gal. And we're here to live. We're here to live life. It's a beautiful gift. Walk slower, hug longer, laugh more, and love deeper. And I'm like, that is just truly words of wisdom that I think,
Yeah.
all of us can take a little bit from that.
Snuggle with your animals.
Yes.
I
That
have really,
is
oh,
huge.
it is huge. Yeah, it really is. It's so nice. Yeah. You don't like driving. Okay. White Nickelodeon, and I pray I'm safe guided. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good, Denise. A lot of people don't like driving. My mother never learned how to drive. She didn't want to drive. And that was what people did, I guess, that were in her some people did in their generation, but I would have been crazy. I had to always be behind the wheel. Not anymore though. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you too.
It's nice. It's nice that you don't have to go out that much.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Yeah. Always walk with your head down. Oh, there you go, Kaylee. That's a good idea. That's where you see all the fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
That is true. And I'm kind of an upper and a downer. I like looking up at the clouds and the birds and looking for cloud formations. But I try to look down too, because you never know.
Yeah, you
It's
never know. That's
that
true.
coin, that special rock, and I'm
Mm.
always on the hunt for heart rocks, and so
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
They're
always
wonderful.
looking for those.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Anna says it is the hardest yet most gratifying being present and not multitasking when it can be challenging. Right, Anna, and you have your hands full.
Yeah.
You have Ariana and my son. It's a
They can be
lot,
big kids sometimes, can't they?
and
Uh-huh.
it's a
Yeah.
lot, and you do fabulous at keeping it all together.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's great.
Well, we have a little bit of time if anybody has any questions or anything that they want to ask. Um,
Yeah.
we, you know, we're we're going to keep it right at about an hour because Allie's got another show. But if you guys have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
I have to walk with my head down because the sidewalks are crazy and uneven. Oh, Janet, right? I mean, that is something to really take account of because, all of a sudden a person could slip and fall and yeah. Yep.
And you know, the hardest thing I think is that I don't know what it is with me, but I don't look down when I'm walking in my house and I forgot I left something right in the way. And then I'll trip over it. And the older we get, we have to be more and more careful because we don't want to break any bones. It's really, yeah, really. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm looking at my leg over the weekend when we were in the pool, and I have a bruise like
Oh,
this
sure you
big
do.
on my leg, and I don't have a clue to where
I know. You don't
it came
remember what
from.
happened. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
know. Uh-huh.
And I mean, it looks like I took a really good hit, and it's like I
Did you
have
play any
no.
volleyball or anything in the pool?
No, I'm
No.
thinking it came from solving, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I don't know if I must have bumped myself something when we were, but
Mhm.
we didn't go hiking really. We just walked around town, but I must have like bumped into a bench or
It
something.
always surprises me, when things, even when aches and pains pop up, it's like, what did I do? You know,
Right?
can't remember. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. We're going to send lots of love and
Yes.
protection around you, Kaylee.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Kaylee.
You're going to have
You're
a
gonna
fabulous time.
She
Yeah.
is, right? You are gonna have the time of your life, and I cannot wait to hear about the stories and see pictures, and you are gonna have a lot of fun. But I get the nerves. I totally get it. Just traveling and whatnot, and not only traveling, but you're traveling out of the country, and
True.
so
Yeah.
that's even a little bit harder on the nerves. But you are going to be fine. But we're going to be sending you lots and lots of
Yeah.
extra love and protection.
When I went to Sedona in 23 and for Linda G's, who used to do them. And I got to see all the people there that are all on. I mean, I didn't know everybody. But I did meet a good group of people. Alice L. And I met. I don't know. There's just a whole bunch of different people that I met, and it was so wonderful to be able to see these people in real time, and you know them in some regard.
Mhm.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's great when you get together like that. Yeah.
So, and now after rereading it, I think she's asking us the question if there's anything that she needs to be aware of.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull some cards for you, Kaylee.
Yes, Alice is the angel lady. Yeah, she is. She's wonderful. All right. So I got another deck of Trish James. These are personal predictions. All right.
Kaylee, the first thing I get is when you're here is do not make yourself small in order to make other people comfortable. And in a group setting, just know that you are just as important as everybody else there. And so you matter, your voice matters, your light matters. Um, this is funny because of the topic of the show. I got life isn't a race. And so if you catch
Oh, you
yourself,
had that in your hand. That was a trick.
I know, right? And that life isn't a race, and that you're meant to be there. It says you're meant to be there, and you're right where you need to be. And so enjoy that. And then I got land, and so enjoy the land of Sedona. You know, the vibration and the energy, and just being here. I know America right now is a little wonky, but enjoy being here in Sedona on the land. And I get it's going to be a really good. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have fun. And I got speak your truth. And then remember the magic.
Oh, yes.
So you're gonna have fun.
Oh my God, what perfect cards are they? That's beautiful. So I'm going to continue on, and it says you're going to have a healing recovery, and I agree with that because the area is very healing. The redness of the rocks and the hugs that you'll get, and the contacts that you'll make, and the things that you'll do will bring you great joy. And so I love that. And in fact, it could overwhelm you emotionally. You may end up crying. Yes. I know I did. So, and then it says, as far as the travel, be brave with it. It's all good. You'll get there. But, sometimes we have to say, okay, I'm going to just walk into this and I'm going to be A-okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Alice Leong that she's talking about. She's the angel lady. Yeah.
And so are you.
I am too. Yes. But
and
I think she was bringing that up for that. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
I'm going up. Did you see any other questions that maybe I missed?
Mm-hmm. Did you have any in the very beginning? Because you have some things starred.
Oh yeah, no, those.
Those are just comments. Okay. All right. Yeah. So who else wants to ask a question?
If anybody else has anything, feel free to ask. And if not, it's all good too. But no, you're gonna be protected. And Kaylee, what you could do too is, I don't know when what date you fly out, but you could send us all a message and let us know what date you fly out, and we can just send extra protection too.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we got some now. Yeah. All right. Oh, you're kidding, that much?
That's ridiculous. $85 extra a month to be paying for internet. Yeah.
Do you have a it's like a board or a community group of people that live in the building that you could engage in a conversation with the person about this? Because I'm getting communication. Something like, if everybody said, that's too much money. Why do I have to pay them? Because this guy, I don't know what his bill is. And I don't know how many apartments there are, but if, let's say he has 10 apartments in the building, and if everybody pays $85, do you think he's paying $85, $850 for the internet? I would hope not. Or maybe you just get your own. I don't know. But yeah, it says here, face your challenges with determination. If you could get people to come together and help to bring this to his attention, if there are people in limited income and stuff, I think that might help.
I got take action. And so, kind of like what Aley said, I think you guys all need to band together and just demand that to have to pay $85 extra a month, and then I got success. And so I think with all of you guys just coming together and literally protesting that this is unacceptable. I mean, for somebody to have to pay that much extra a month,
Yeah.
when so many people are living paycheck to paycheck already the way it is, and now to come up with $85 extra a month is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I would band together and
Yeah. She
yeah.
says they're doing it under the radar, but you mean the landlord. So the landlord isn't even paying anybody then if you're doing it under the radar. Wow.
Right.
I lived in an apartment building in Reno, and we paid for it, and it was a terrible, like, you couldn't even, it wasn't even clear. It was like, this is a waste of my time and money. And I had sent them out there, the cable people out there to look at it. Two people were tapping off my cable. And that's why my cable, I couldn't even see it because they were, doing it. But, and he's saying, do you know these people are doing that? I said, hell no. I didn't tell them they could. I didn't even know. I don't even know who they are. So, yeah. Anyway, you're protesting, leaving bad review. Good for you, Miss Sherlock. That sounds like a plan.
Why don't we do that one last, and we'll do
Oh,
Wiki.
Wiki, you're gonna have a birthday, girl. It's at that time of the year again. Wow, good for you.
Birthday message. Yes, happy early
29.
birthday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Honey, I don't have no dinner for you. It's not dinner time. Okay.
But Mom.
I know.
Don't wait for that special occasion, which your birthday is obviously special. In other words, start celebrating now. Get out your favorite outfit, get out your favorite clothes, the favorite jewelry, whatever it is. Eat off those dishes that you save for a special occasion. They're saying now is the special occasion. Your birthday, start celebrating now.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something that has been weighing heavy on your heart, because I got that you have a choice to make. And so, if it's regarding your birthday, I also got stand your ground. So if you're thinking that there's something that you want to do for your birthday and somebody else has got a different idea,
Mm-hmm.
it's your day, it's your week, it's your month. You stand your ground and you do what you want to do. And and then I got cut your cords. And so this around our birthday and I was told this many years ago by my aunt, that around our birthday is when our energy is at the lowest. And so it's always a good time to like cut our cords, clear our energy in our house too. And so it kind of stands to reason why I got cut cords for you.
Yeah.
Is just to clear your energy. And then she used to always say, then as our energy just kind of picks up throughout the year.
Yeah. Wow. What do I get? I get beloved. You are your own beloved. And I get this huge heart and I love it. Then I get the dream catcher. And of course, Kelly and I kind of like that dream catcher. Maybe something will come to you in your dreams and you'll be able to share with us. But treat yourself, as Kelly said. I agree with that, as the beloved person that you are. The second one I get is, this year's going to be one of expansion for you. And it might be in your spiritual gifts. I don't see this as a negative expansion. In other words, I don't think you're going to expand your waistline necessarily or expand your how busy you are. And the last one I get is timeline. There you go. It says you're at this time, and this is the timeline you're in. And I love this because it's not only the hourglass, but it's also the moon phases. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, good things coming up for you. Yeah.
And you said dream catcher. I got this new dream catcher for my birthday. Anna and Landa gave it to me, and it's got purple It's like the most beautiful dream catcher I've ever seen. It's got purple agates hanging from it. It's kind
Oh,
of hard to
wow.
see. It should be almost like on a white background
On the
because
right
it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to see.
that's awesome.
Um, we have a reading for the collective, and then Rossi
Yeah.
said an energy reading for June. So why don't
Okay.
should we just finish with that so you can have a
Yeah,
little bit of downtime before your next show?
that's fine. We can do the collective before we go. It's fine. Oh. So Rossi, I'm wondering, I got the first card I got is suffering, and I don't think you're going to necessarily be suffering, but I think you're going to see some of the suffering that others have been going through and enduring. And it is, there's a beautiful red cardinal beside it. There is somebody on the ground that the cardinal is standing by. I don't know if somebody's going to come to you in a dream, Rossi, that's from the other side, or if you're going to make a connection with somebody on the other side. The next one I get is navigate. You need to navigate through life's paths. And you're doing a very good job of that, Rossi, because you just got your, look at the lighthouse. You are a lighthouse for other folks. Best card, transcendence. You're the phoenix that rises from the ashes.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I got Voyage. And so and what was your card that you got? It was
Uh,
something
navigate.
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 And so, this could be, to navigating, or it could be, plan a trip, get away, do something special, for yourself. And
Okay.
then and I know you do this, Rossi, um seek the unseen. And this is just giving you the the message to just keep doing what you're doing. I'm also getting that to be gentle with yourself, and I don't know if you have something coming up as far as in June, like a celebration, a graduation, or a birthday or something, but getting to celebrate, and it could just be you celebrating something that you've accomplished in June. But I get celebrate in June. I do get that your sleep might be a little bit wonky this month, and to make sure that you're getting enough sleep, and really paying attention to your dreams, because like Aley said, I think somebody is trying from the other side is trying to reach you. And so whether it's during the day and you seeing a cardinal and getting a message, or it could be in your dreams too. And then lastly, wisdom.
Mm.
And it says, you've been here before and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good of the situation.
Absolutely. Perfect. Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, thanks, Rossi. And
Yeah, there you go.
Tea Garden Chicken reading for the collective. Let's see what angels and guides have to say.
This is an interesting reading. The first card I get is that we're on the threshold of something. And look at the dragonfly. She's got the beautiful, she's holding a lantern. She's moving into the energy, and there's a doorway. We're at the threshold of some kind of a doorway. And could it be ascension? Could it be some movement? I'm not sure. But I think this is a beautiful representation that we are going to be moving forward. And the next card I get is resistance. And it's like we can break through. The resistance can do the job. I'm just feeling that. The horse clears the fence. The horse will clear the fence. That's a metaphor for something, I'm sure. finally I get rift. But my feeling is there's different parts of this rift. If you notice down below, we've got a wider rift, but as you go up, the rift is moving this way, and it's becoming closer. I think all of these are talking about things that are going to be coming up in our culture that are going to address those issues. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. Thanks, Aley.
Sure.
I pulled purification card, and it says my energy field is being cleansed of all that. Oh my God, all that I need to do.
Oh my goodness, girl! I tell you, you're something else.
What the heck? So yeah, clear that all of the things that I have to do, but it can also mean to, clearing your space and clearing your energy, and then I got be present, and it says you're ungrounded and spending too much time in your head. Something has caused you to retreat to your mind, and it's time to bring consciousness to it so it can be resolved and start living life more fully again. And you just can't really make this up, that we're having a show.
That's part of your topic is how to be present.
Yeah. And so, and so taking that with us for, just not only today, but remembering to bring it in for the month. I'm also getting our intuition is going to be really increasing, and to remember, if there's something on your plate and you're not feeling comfortable about it and you've already agreed to do it, it's okay to say no. And you don't have to give an explanation. You can just say, you know what, I just have changed my mind, and it's not going to work out. And remember unconditional love, that to love yourself and love on others. And then I did pull the air quality card. And so for all of you in Canada and Minnesota and Michigan, really pay attention to the air quality. And then last card I got is stuck in fear. So if you have any fear, really let go of the fear. And it says you're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about the things that could go right? Make a shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. And so, in other words, just kind of stepping out of our comfort zone and just knowing that everything's going to be okay. And
I needed that message. Thank you. That was beautiful. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to answer Kaylee. Yes, I just wrote to JJ. I think we'll still be on the 6th. Yes, it's on her channel. So, okay.
Oh, she's in Tea Garden here in Minnesota. Yeah. So that obviously probably a message for you, that it's just, really, really pay attention to the air quality, because, sometimes we don't see the smoke. And I know if we have fires going here in California, I really pay attention not to open up my windows or go out if the air quality is icky.
Yeah, that's true.
And not sleeping well. So nothing. Yeah.
Melatonin. Take some melatonin.
Yes.
You know what else is wonderful? And I use magnesium on my feet. Oh my God, I sleep so well. The cream. I have to put socks on when I go to bed because it will be a mess, but it's really worth it. Yeah.
I have some magnesium spray in my cart. I haven't ordered it yet, but because you keep talking about it, I am going to get some.
Especially if you're somewhere like on vacation and you're not in your regular place, I think it would help. Oh, it makes you nauseous. Oh, okay. Well, then don't do that.
Oh, the melatonin makes you nauseous?
Makes you nauseous. Yeah. You could also take magnesium. I don't know if that will make you nauseous too. You have magnesium spray? Yeah, there you go, Annie. Good for you. Yeah. It's less messy than the cream, but I don't know. It just feels good.
The only other thing I can think of, Fogo Pogo, is there is a supplement called valerian, and
Yes.
that can help you sleep too.
It can.
However, I know for me, it'll sometimes make me feel groggy in the morning, but
Oh.
it will help. It will help you sleep.
Mhm. That's right.
Well, everybody, Aley, thank you,
Thank
thank you, thank you,
you,
thank
honey.
you for being here and joining in this topic. I thought hopefully somebody can pull just one thing out of it that can help them slow
Yeah.
down and be present. And um yeah, Annie said free insight timer I was going to say meditations work really good too.
That's true. That's very
But
true.
yeah, you guys, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for
Uh-huh.
all the chatters and the subscribers, and make sure that you're subscribed to Ally's channel, which I'm sure you are. and and thanks again. We love you guys, and we will see
Bye-bye.
you next time.
Yep.
Take care,
Have a
everybody.
good day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.